Have you noticed all the confusion surrounding Social Security lately? One day a policy is announced. The next day it's changed. Then it's delayed. Then it's changed again. Millions of Americans are asking the same question right now. What is really happening at the Social Security Administration, and could it affect your benefits? Today we're breaking down the latest concerns, important June 2026 payment updates, common mistakes that could cost beneficiaries thousands of dollars, and critical information every retiree, disability recipient, spouse, and survivor needs to know. And some of what you're about to hear could directly impact your future Social Security income. So stay with me, because one misunderstanding alone could cost some Americans hundreds of dollars every month. Hashtag June 2026 Payment Schedule Update. Let's start with the question everyone is asking. When are Social Security and SSI payments arriving in June 2026? The good news is there are no major payment schedule surprises this month. SSI recipients generally receive their payment on the first of the month. For Social Security beneficiaries who started benefits after 1997, payments continue to follow the standard birthday schedule. Asterisk birthdays from the 1st through the 10th receive payments on the second Wednesday. Asterisk birthdays from the 11th through the 20th receive payments on the third Wednesday. Asterisk birthdays from the 21st through the 31st receive payments on the fourth Wednesday. Many people have seen social media posts claiming that extra checks are coming or that a second payment means a bonus benefit. That's simply not how the system works. When beneficiaries receive two payments in a month, it's usually because the following month's payment was issued early due to a weekend or holiday. You're still receiving the same 12 payments per year. No extra benefit has been approved. Hashtag growing confusion inside Social Security. One issue creating concern among beneficiaries involves how claims are being processed. Some applications were reportedly moved between offices across the country as part of broader operational changes. That means someone filing in Florida could potentially have their case reviewed by an office thousands of miles away. While this approach can work when implemented correctly, sudden changes can sometimes create delays and confusion. If you recently filed for retirement benefits, disability benefits, survivor benefits, Medicare enrollment, SSI benefits, and you're still waiting for an update, it may be a good idea to contact Social Security directly and verify the status of your application. Hashtag the Social Security mistake that could cost you money. Now let's discuss one of the biggest misunderstandings in retirement planning. Many Americans believe that if they claim benefits early, the reduction is permanent no matter what happens. That's not always true. Here's why. Suppose someone claims Social Security 30 months before full retirement age. Normally their benefit is reduced because they started early. But later they return to work and earn above Social Security's earnings limit. As a result, some of their benefits are withheld. What many people don't realize is that those withheld months may later be credited back through an adjustment process when they reach full retirement age. In other words, if benefits were suspended because of excess earnings, Social Security may recalculate the reduction later. This is one of the least understood rules in the entire system. And many retirees never hear about it. Hashtag the first-year earnings rule most people miss. Here's another costly mistake. Many workers assume they cannot claim Social Security because their annual earnings exceed the limit. That is often wrong during the first year. For example, you may have earned well above the annual earnings limit earlier in the year. But if your earnings drop below the monthly limit after retirement, you could still qualify to start benefits. Unfortunately, many Americans delay filing because they don't understand this rule. And some end up losing months of benefits they could have received. Hashtag divorced spouse benefits, a hidden opportunity. This next issue affects millions of divorced Americans. Many people were told years ago that they were not eligible for benefits on an ex-spouse record. What they don't realize is that eligibility can change over time. A person who wasn't eligible 5 years ago might be eligible today because their former spouse's earnings increased. Benefit calculations changed. The former spouse passed away. New circumstances affect survivor eligibility. That's why it's important not to assume an old answer is still correct. If you've been divorced and were married for at least 10 years, it may be worth reviewing your eligibility again, especially if several years have passed since you last checked. Hashtag disability benefits, the myth that won't go away. Let's address one of the most damaging myths circulating online. You've probably heard someone say, "Everybody gets denied the first time." That statement is simply false. Yes, many claims are denied initially, but many others are approved quickly. Some are approved within days, others within weeks. The outcome depends entirely on the medical evidence and the individual circumstances. The important message is this: if you believe you qualify for disability benefits, don't wait. Don't postpone filing because you're waiting for another doctor appointment. Don't wait for every medical record to arrive. Start the process. Additional evidence can be submitted later, but the sooner you file, the sooner the review process begins. Hashtag a common SSDI question from older Americans. Many people ask whether they can apply for disability benefits after reaching retirement age. The answer is generally no. Once someone reaches full retirement age, Social Security disability benefits convert to retirement benefits. At that point, disability status no longer increases the person's monthly Social Security payment. That's why disability claims are generally most important before reaching full retirement age. Hashtag should you claim benefits early because of future trust fund concerns? Another question many Americans are asking is whether they should start benefits now because of concerns about the long-term future of Social Security. The reality is that no single answer works for everyone. Factors that matter include your health, family longevity, current income needs, spousal benefits, tax considerations, employment plans. For some people, waiting may still make sense. For others, claiming earlier may be the better choice. The key is understanding your own financial situation before making a permanent decision. Final thoughts. The biggest problem facing many Social Security beneficiaries today isn't necessarily the rules. It's the confusion surrounding those rules. Misinformation spreads quickly online. Many people miss benefits simply because they don't know what questions to ask. That's why staying informed matters. Review your earnings record regularly. Verify information directly with Social Security when necessary. And don't assume that advice you received years ago is still accurate today. Because one updated rule, one recalculation, or one overlooked benefit could potentially make a significant difference in your retirement income. If you found this information helpful, make sure to subscribe, stay informed, and continue following the latest Social Security updates throughout 2026. And remember, the more you understand the system, the better prepared you'll be to protect the benefits you've earned.